Kickoff return, special teams, offense, defense, kicking field goals. Thought it was as well-rounded as we can be. So credit to the guys. As I told them, it's not like we're doing something different. They're doing the same things. They've just worked and worked and worked and gotten better and better and better. I'm especially proud of those seniors. 30 of them, all different, different journeys to get here. But especially the guys who've been here for a long time. They've been through 3 coaches, different ADs. They've, as I said earlier, they've stood in the gap. It's not easy to do, in a place with expectations like this, and they've done it. So I was really happy for them to be able to grab that trophy, and they've never seen it before, and hold it and bring it in the locker room. So happy for them. Happy for last year's seniors. It was great to see, the Ethan Pipers, the Taggies, the Reimers, the guys who, we weren't able to get them there last year. I promised them last year that I'd fly them to the bowl game. So I was happy that we can guarantee a couple more weeks, and we can bring those guys from last year hopefully to the bowl game this year. So
the players to do this. You said that they're going to be the guys who do it. Your offense certainly did that today. What accounts for how well your offense played from the very first drive until the final touchdown?
Well, Sam, it's I just can't have a good moment, right? You know me, I have to always be whatever. But even at halftime, I was like, we turned the ball over on the 20-yard line, so they gave our offense did. We missnapped it on third down for again. We had a penalty after a touchdown that led to a good kickoff return. So we dropped a couple touchdowns. So there was still a ton of plays that were left out there. I just think Dylan was really on, and we ran the football really well. Jacory worked the middle of the field. But, I thought Emit was, first 100-yard rusher of the season. But, also catching the ball in the backfield. The tight ends showed up. The ball went to where it was supposed to be. We were able to protect the quarterback. So I just think, they went out and they executed. And when we executed, we scored. When we didn't execute, we struggled to score. But that gets my point. There was no new plays. I had to call timeout a couple times because Dana was, tripped up trying to get the words out. And because, he knew what he wanted. And a lot of plays, some of the other coaches helped him with. I thought it was great collaborative by those guys on the sideline.
Speak to the rhythm that your offense found into the first half and then into the second half, just the rhythm and play calling and just the way that the offense moved.
Yeah, I think, if you go back throughout the course of the year, we've had a lot of drives killed by penalties and things like that. I thought there was no negative plays, right? So last week, I know you guys asked me about pushing the ball on the field. I said, well, we were able to get the ball in the quarterback's hand. Every ball kind of went forward, right? It's like playing links golf, just keep knocking it down the fairway. And today we were able to do that, but also make some explosive plays. But the players made the explosive plays. The players made people miss. Emit was untackleable at times today, right? So I thought that was another component to it. And then we were probably, more aggressive in the fourth quarter. As I've talked about, me looking at it and saying, hey, how do you kind of challenge and change the way that we're going to play to be a little bit more explosive? And, we threw the ball more in the fourth quarter than I normally would. And Dylan made those plays. He made great decisions. He put the ball where they needed to be. And, even I don't know how many we scored, but 44. We probably could have scored 55, with a couple balls hit our hands and we had to kick field goals. So, credit to those guys for coming out and making the plays.
What does it mean just to advance the program forward at this point, to finally get over this hurdle that's blocked the program since 2016?
Well, I think there's obviously a psychological component to it, but there's also a physical component to it. And as I said when I was talking to the production, you think the last 7 years Wisconsin's been in a bowl game. That's roughly 15 practices a year. That's 105 practices that their players have had of development that we haven't had. And so, this is a great way to send off the seniors. It's also an opportunity for us to continue to develop our players. And then kind of the cloud that kind of hangs over everything, it's gone. This will be the last time we ever celebrate 6 wins. But as I've told our players, it's always the hardest to do it, because it's always hard to be the first to do it, right? Everyone's always, your own self. You're questioning, is this right? Is that right? Once you do it, it's like, okay, this works. I trust it now. And so I can't thank, Ty and Giff and Nash and all those guys enough. Bryce, they've trusted it. And, whether it was Buschini putting the ball out of the 2, it just comes down to players making plays. And so I hope as we come in tomorrow, our players have a much better picture of what's possible when you do things at the level they're capable of. And, we've gotten to a bowl game. We have another opportunity on Friday to go play another game and a rivalry game, and it should mean a lot to us.
What kept your confidence during this tough stretch here, the 4-game losses, and keeping this team together? You make some personnel changes. But what made you believe in this team so much?
Well, it's like again, it's the third time I've done this, and I'm in the same exact spot that I've been every other time, right? So it's just kind of like, the hard thing now is, you see other people that are doing it faster in different ways, and so I guess that makes sense. Like, why people say, well, why didn't we do this? Why did we do that? But I was just trusting in what I saw, and like I said, at USC, me and Troy were talking this week. I said, they get a defensive pass interference missed call on the one and one on the goal line. If we score one of those 2 touchdowns, does everyone now believe that what we're doing is right? So, but again, as I said to you guys, I wasn't going to worry about the refs. I was just going to worry about trying to play better. And I think the guys are just getting better. We have a freshman quarterback out there. Like, he's going to get better every week, right? Like, we have young players. We have guys who have. So I just think seeing the guys, seeing the way they work every day, knowing that they're here. They hear all the noise, and they probably have their own questions. Like, Coach, you're working us really hard, and we're not getting what we want. But no one's ever accomplished anything in life by quitting halfway through. And one of the quotes, and I think it was James Clear who said this, whether something's a success or failure usually depends on when you measure it. So if you measured it last week, you would say, boy, they're failing. Today, you might say, boy, they're being successful. And so I just prefer to take the long approach. There's unbelievable leadership here, whether it's, President Gold, whether it's Troy Dannon, whether it's Governor Pillen, whether it's all the people that support the program. All the people have just kept saying to me, like, hey, we trust you, just keep doing it. And I keep saying that to the players. And I think you saw a team today that, a lot of questions you guys asked me this week was, hey, where's their head at? Like, I thought you saw a team today that obviously believes in what we're doing.
What was your immediate emotion when when you're going to win? There's probably about 3 minutes left. You're up 19. What is the emotions that flood over you, and what did you see from your team?
I was. It was important to me that those, because Wish came over to me and said, hey, those guys need to go grab that trophy, and I had forgot that there was a trophy, and not because we haven't had it. It's just not the way my brain really works that way. But I was like, I just can't tell you like how much Ty Robinson means to me. I just can't express it. I can't express how much. Those guys have meant to me, and I don't know that everyone's always treated them fairly. I don't know that like those guys. I don't know if anyone understands what they've had to endure here. It's just hard to be a player and have different coaches. It's just so hard, right? And I've just seen the look on their face coming off the field after UCLA. I've seen the look on their face coming off the field, and just me like being like, what else can I do for them? So honestly, Sam, today my speech to them in the locker room was, I would give anything to do this for you, but I can't. You have to go do it, And so my emotion was that I wanted them to have that moment, and then then I was just trying to get off the field. They wanted to interview me with the Big Ten, and they took a long time, and I got a little bit choked up there too, because I just they've worked so hard, and I wanted them to have this.
I know how much you stress the middle 8 portion of the game. You win that 13-0. How much of a lift did that give you guys going in the locker room with how that half finished and everything?
Yeah, no doubt. I thought we did a nice job at the end of the half of scoring a touchdown, right, and then getting the field goal, and then calling the out of bounds play, and then John. Credit to John. Just think about what he's done to improve this year. I mean, from like, man, there were days. I don't want to say this so embarrassing. There was a day or two when we kicked field goals in practice where he didn't make one. And I told you guys, I sat there that day talking to him while he was in the hot tub, and I was like, hey, you'll get through this at some point, I promise you. And just to see him, just the faith we had in him. But that was really important coming out of the half. We could have had a touchdown there too coming out of the half. I think the biggest thing, and I think credit to Coach Holgorsen, what he's brought to the offense. Maybe it's play calling. I think the biggest thing he's brought is a little bit of swagger to them of, like, we threw the touchdown to Nayor, but he was out of bounds, right? And so. Typically that would be like, oh my gosh, we're snake bit, and he was just like, let's do it again, and then we threw a touchdown 2 plays later. So I thought that aggressive mindset of like, hey, we're going to keep going, guys, until they pull us off, we're going to keep going. I thought that was good at the end of the half.
Was the play up front on offense? Was it as good as last week? Was it a continuation of last week?
I have to see it on tape, but I thought we controlled the game. I don't know what the final yards rushing were. I don't know what the numbers were. That's Wisconsin, like that's a tough physical team, and they held Oregon last week to 16 points. Like they held Penn State. Penn State scored a late touchdown to make it 28. No one the whole year. I don't think it was, maybe Alabama scored this many points on them. So I would assume that we ran the ball well. I thought we were able to drop back and throw the ball on first and second down without any heat coming at us, and guys executed like the play to Emit down the sideline. don't know if you guys remember that. That's just, that's the hot, and that's just Dylan doing his job and Emit getting his head around. So, it looked to me, but I'll have to watch the tape. It looked to me like we really ran the ball well. And the drive before the half, we were in kind of a 2-minute mode, but we were in 12 personnel. We were in 2 tight ends, and that allowed us to kind of have a run-pass mix. And I just think that's kind of, I don't think that was planned. That just kind of, Dana was feeling it, and the guys were moving the ball. So I would think so, but I'd have to watch the tape.
Is there any part of this that's a feeling of relief?
Yes, 100%, 100%. And again, it's relief in that I've got the benefit of doing this twice before, and staying, like I think I said to you guys, like when I made the change with Dana, like I look at the weight room, I look at the training room, I look at sports science, I look at sports psychology, I look at the player development, I look at the recruiting, I look at all the things we're doing and believe it's all right and it's all going to pay off in a big way. It's just, I look at the players and they're coming in every day, and then it's a close loss, and then it's a close loss. Will this work? Will this work? Will this work? And I would have liked to have gotten our 6th win a long time ago, but there's something really important to us about playing Wisconsin. To be quite honest with you, Julie and I sat there 2 years ago and we watched the Wisconsin game, and it looked like it wasn't going to work out where I was going to come be the head coach, just couldn't make things work. I remember watching that game and watching Wisconsin it was a close game, and then Wisconsin just kind of beat us up on the line of scrimmage and pull away at the end of that game. And then soon thereafter, Trev and I were able to work some things out before the Iowa game. So to come, full tilt 2 years later, to be able to run the football in the game, to be able to stop the run, yeah, I'm proud of them, but it does feel like relief, and it feels like relief because I want those older players to leave here. Like Giff kept saying, like, as he was walking on halftime, like, I want to change the program forever. And just obviously we're not where we were in the 90s. We're not there. I'm saying just in terms of we're not snake bit. There is no curse. You got to just go play good football. And if you play good football, good things will happen. So we'll have to do that again Friday versus a great team.
Sounds like Corey Barney put together a career high in receptions and yards as well. How special has it been to see him grow throughout the season?
Yeah, Jacory's one of the most competitive guys I've ever been around. He's one of the hardest working guys, and what I like about him is, he doesn't really we're not out there trying to scheme guys up to get open. Coach is calling plays, and Jacory runs a route as hard if he's the first progression as if he's the 4th progression. He runs every play like it's the last play of his life. And he's out there catching punts. He's out there catching kickoff returns. And, I thought the game started off at a really, really good note with the way he started off with that kickoff return, And so you think about our special teams and where we were at Purdue to where we are now, where we're kicking the ball, we're punting the ball down to the 5-yard line, we're turning kicks out past the 50. I wish it would have happened earlier. But guys like Jacory, when they want to play special teams, I think it lights everybody else up. Like, hey, I can do this. And we had a bunch of starters out there playing on the special teams today.
All good.
Hey, last question. Is this the Emit Johnson you guys just thought you were going to see this season?
I don't want to say I don't say that makes sure I couch it the right way. I just think Emit's like all of our guys on offense. There's probably, as you go through the season, you're not scoring enough points. You start to lose maybe a little the confidence, maybe in what we're doing, maybe not even in yourself. But Emit to me was a game breaker today. He was a difference maker. I wish Ramir could have been out there. Obviously Emit Johnson. If you guys knew the things he's overcome this year to be out there, I mean, it's just amazing person. But it was Emit, and I thought he played really, really hard. And then Dante, some big crucial runs on 3rd down, and the ones even to score the touchdown. I thought the backs hit it and played hard, but. Yeah, I think we have a lot of Carter Nelson. Carter Nelson's out there playing, then he makes a tackle on kickoff. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys. If they just stop at the end of the year and catch their breath and look up, they've really gotten better over the course of this year. And now we have a couple extra weeks of bowl practice to try to get them even to another level.
Matt, what do you do to celebrate?
What
do you do to celebrate? Personally?
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, guys. Don't ask me. I won't ask you.
Yards, career high receiving. Questions?
How special was it in the locker room? I know guys worked hard to get this ball to accomplish.
Man, it felt great. It felt amazing. It's been a while since we've gone to a bowl game, so I'm really happy for the seniors and the guys who have been here for a long time through the ups and downs. It was exciting in the locker room, man. That was a great feeling.
Coach Holgerson just a few days ago stood in here and talked about running backs getting in the holes, running backs making people miss at the next level. Why do you think, was there something about his message that resonated with you guys? What was different today about you and Dante being able to do that consistently?
I love that he said that. I kind of take it as just a challenge. I've been making people miss my whole life. So just going out there and trusting my training, and most importantly, just trying to help this team win football games and, keep progressing.
What does it mean just to get over this hurdle, to get the bowl eligibility after what has been kind of a wait the last several years?
Man, it's special. This is my third year here, and, there's guys that have been here for longer than me. And so it's just special to get over that. We're changing Nebraska football, and this is something that, for the years to come, we can look back and say that we learned and grow from our mistakes and just keep going. We got one more next week. We got to go, finish and win that one as well.
You had 202 all-purpose yards yet today. I'm going to guess you like Dana Holgerson as your offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He keeps the game simple and just allows me to do me and be in space. And most importantly, he keeps everything simple for the whole offense, not just me. Up front, everybody knew what they had to do, and we just went out there and executed. So credit to my O-line as well. They don't get the credit, but those boys helped me a lot.
Did he give you a sense, even when he got here, because you've gotten a lot more touches since he's arrived, that he was going to give you an opportunity to do some things that maybe you haven't done earlier this season?
Yeah, and it felt great. I can only thank God and thank him, thank everybody else. But this is special, man. I'm at a loss for words really right now. I'm just happy that we got the win. That was the most important to me, and God allowed me to do me today. So I'm proud and I'm glad.
You've always had confidence in yourself, but to put a game with 200 yards together, what can that do for you going forward with this team?
Yeah, I was reading the Bible earlier, and I just always go by Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ and who strengthens me, and that's what happened tonight. Going out there and playing free, playing fearless, because, the Lord is the only God that I fear. So just going out there and just being myself helped me to that performance and my O-line.
You've been here long enough to have some kind of an understanding of what this Wisconsin series has meant for Nebraska and what it's symbolized over the last 10 or 11 years. Does it mean, I know you wanted to get to 6 wins before tonight, but to do it against Wisconsin and hold up that trophy at the same time, what did that mean?
And it meant a lot because we were in the same position here last year, and it was at Wisconsin. And I remember that feeling after going up 14-0 and not finishing that game well. A finish has been an emphasis in the offseason, and that's what we did tonight, is finish this ball game. And moving forward, that's what we're going to continue to do, is finish football games.
Bowl bound is obviously amazing, but getting those extra practices, especially for the young guys, how much is that just going to help the program as a whole?
Yeah, that's huge for development. The younger guys. There's a lot of great talent on this football team that you guys don't see out on Saturdays. So just getting them an extra opportunity to show what they can do is huge moving forward for this program. And we're just going to learn. We're going to grow. Keep recovering and just learning as much as we can. And we should win this next football game.
In the final couple minutes of the first half, how important were those two moments for the outcome of this game?
Extremely important. Coach Dana emphasized finishing in the red zone. We've gotten down there a lot of times this year, and so finishing was extremely important, and we made that an emphasis today, and that's what we did. It's just trusting ourselves and finishing because we know we can do it. We're all confident. We know we can go down there and win football games. So,
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Questions?
Jamal, you had the touchdown there right before the half. How critical was that drive and just how it lifted you guys going into the break?
Yeah, it was special for us before the half. Just a huge momentum shift, just to keep pressing and just kept attacking them. So it was very important for our offense and for the team and the flow of the game, especially with them getting the ball coming out of half. Yeah.
Did you see any kind of a difference in the mindset of the team on that drive after Isaiah's touchdown was overturned, and how you guys didn't get down about that and came right back and got in the end zone?
Yeah, for sure. It was a choice to let's go score, let's go win. Like the whole week, I mean, throughout this year, the process has been, to do what we need to do to win. And so that's what it was. Let's go score.
Was there any kind of a message behind the scenes that helped push you along there?
Nah, it was just us. That's it. Just us. Everything we've been through, everything we sacrificed, and for the love of the game.
After they got it to 37-25, you guys didn't just try to run the ball. You stuck with your offense, and Dana kept throwing it around. Did you like that attacking mindset you guys kept to the end there?
Yeah, I did. It was balanced. They were just, normal plays. Down the distance didn't matter. But we just, the game plan was a game plan, and that's what we did.
Hey, you've been to a bowl game. Like, so this isn't new for you, but it is new for these guys.
Yeah.
Could you sense after the game the amount of excitement and relief that they had for what they accomplished?
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, I mean, I'm ecstatic. Like, everybody who loved Nebraska won today, and so moments like that, come once in a lifetime. So I definitely cherished it. Definitely am grateful to be a part of that.
What about the fan reaction at the end of the game? You probably couldn't have anticipated that. What did you think of the way the fans reacted?
I kind of expected it, like, they're going to go crazy. We're having 14 years, or I don't know, 11 years. So, and especially how passionate the fan base is. Like, I know it means a lot. So,
What is the biggest adjustment you think Coach Holberson has done just to get things on rhythm? Because we haven't seen a rhythm like this really probably since early in the season from your offense.
Yeah, I think, Coach Dana has done a great job of being, of course, transparent and kind of guiding us and, laying out a blueprint. But, for the most part, I think it's just been a choice by the guys. As they said, it's us who got to make the choice to go win. And so I think it just clicked. You put in all the work. Like I said, the process is the same. And you put in a lot of work, and you feel like you had nothing to show for it. Well, today we did, and it's going to, just keep happening. So.
It looks like the offense, Dylan's been able to get the ball out pretty quickly to you guys. Just what do you think of the rhythm you developed on some of those quick passes?
Yeah, it was just like practice, just another Tuesday practice, another Wednesday practice, and, today was Saturday.
Jamal, you probably learned a lot about yourself during your 4 years at Wake Forest. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself this season?
This season with Nebraska, let me think for a second. I guess I could say I learned I learned to love myself. So, we're gonna do that. Football, off the field, my role, everything. Learn to love myself.
Awesome. Now you're one of the guys that got brought in to kind of turn this program around. You did it. You got this team to a bowl win. How's that kind of make you feel to be one of the leaders to do that?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. Like, I mean, how would you feel? It feels great. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's anything somebody could dream for. But yeah, the job's not finished, and so we're gonna keep stacking.
Anything else for Jamal? All right.
the 6 year feel better knowing you're going to keep playing for another month?
Yeah, knowing that, what it took to get to this point. Not even the last, 2 years with Coach Rule and his staff, but the last 6, trying to reach this point and to being able to actually achieve it is, it's a surreal moment today. It's awesome. I'm super proud of our guys going out there and competing for all 60 minutes to get this win today.
How much sweeter is it that it came against Wisconsin?
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they had to play us, right? As they made comments earlier in the week. But, we stood on it, and they came into our home, and, we showed them what we're about here, and I think what we're starting here at this program now, and to start the foundation and build it again and be great in the next years to come.
What did post-game mean to you, celebrating with Nash and Giff and some of your old teammates that came up and loved you guys?
Yeah, it's just, especially like those guys that aren't here anymore to come out and support, knowing, like I said, all the things we went through to finally be able to show everyone that, yes, we are capable of doing this. It's always been there, and once, we all put it together, this is a great team and a great program, and we can do great things and go on and, win a lot more games.
Did it feel like relief, or what was the prevailing emotion for you?
Joy. Just to finally attain one of the goals we had for our season, and, prevail and, through all the adversity that's been thrown at us and to be able to go out and do it, it's awesome.
Just the second time Nebraska's beaten Wisconsin since they've joined the Big Ten. Were the players aware of the win streak and just to kind of in that? It's 2012 is the last time Nebraska.
Yeah, no, we've been aware. Us older guys have made it aware to the young guys, and Coach Rule's done a great job at explaining the history and, to finally get that win at home. I think it just kind of, puts that staple, that last foundational piece that we needed to go on and finish out the season the way we want.
A lot of guys have reasons why they change schools and stuff, but you stuck at one school. What's that mean to you to do it that way?
Man, I got loyal to this place. They took me in, 2019, and they took a chance on me. So there's no way I was gonna just leave it just because it got bad. It's not the type of person I am, and I know it's a lot of how the older guys feel as well. And knowing the history and knowing what this place is supposed to be and could be, and hopefully trying to make that history better. Just knowing that I get to be a part of that is very personal and very prideful for me.
Ty, is this the best senior day you could have pictured?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the Cinderella ending, to my career here at Memorial. I'm definitely gonna miss it. I definitely was, taking it in a lot more than I usually did. The surrounding, the fans, the plays, being out there with my brothers, and just competing with them and, watching us go and ball.
How can a feeling like this help you guys next Friday against Iowa?
Yeah, man, celebrate for the next 24 hours, but we still got work to do. The season's not over with. Get right back to it tomorrow with our recovery and our, extra film that we watch for Iowa. And, we're going to prepare the same way and go 1-0 next week.
You got pretty excited to go in there on offense toward the end of the game. What was that like for you guys to get?
Yeah, I kept telling him to call Apollo. We were right there the whole game waiting for him to call it. And I saw Judy kick out his dude, and there ended up being 2 other dudes hitting that hole. And, I hit one dude, and I tried to shoulder check the other one, and to see Dante flying over my shoulder on my inside and seeing him go in there, it's so awesome. And, I went up to Coach Holgerson after, and I said, all right, I showed you I can block, and now give me the ball next week so we can go. And, I've always wanted to score a touchdown, and hopefully that can come true.
What's the play call?
Apollo.
Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Couple guys out there. Questions for Isaac?
I think you've grown up around this program a lot longer than most. I mean, to get this monkey off the back of the program, what does this mean tonight?
It's everything. Yeah, we got one more game, but man, I'm gonna really enjoy tonight. It really isn't for me, and it is for all of us seniors and all that, but it's really for those guys that came before us and stuck through it all. I think about all the guys last year, Taggy, Luke Reimer, and then the guys that stuck here, Jamari, Javen Wright, who's played through injury, and Marquise Buford, who's had knee surgery 2 years in a row, and it's the guys that stuck here and went through hell, and we finally got that monkey off the back.
What did it mean to you just how the fan base reacted with you to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's big for the state. It felt good to get the win for us and them. I know this state's been through a lot, with us. They go through it with us. And they've stuck by us this whole time, and they haven't given up on us, so it was awesome to see.
How big can this be? I know you got a game Friday, but just the extra practices for the young guys and what you wanted to do to give them.
Right. No, we haven't had those 4 weeks of development in a long time. So it's going to be big for the young guys to get in and start getting reps and getting ready for the next year, and then also playing in that bowl game. So it'll be good for us.
Leading that 10 at halftime, what was kind of the mindset of the team in the locker room?
Yeah, no, it was good. Getting that turnover and into a field goal right before half, that was a big momentum shift. And then to be able to come out and get a stop, that was big for us. Winning the middle eight has always been a highlight on our keys to winning, and we got that done.
Besides going to a huddle, was Wisconsin much different than what they had been showing on offense?
Not really. We knew they were going to run the ball, obviously, and then throw the RPO at us. And they started throwing the RPO a lot more than we thought, and they had a good game plan, and they came out and they executed.
Looked like for a second in the first half you took a hard hit when they were driving. Looked like they were trying to sub you out. You waved them off. What made you want to stay in there?
It was nothing. My arm went dead for a second, but that happens quite often. So I just had to get it moving, and that was fine.
Does it make it any extra special getting bowl eligibility, beating Wisconsin, and kind of like slaying two dragons at once?
Yeah, no doubt. We were in the same situation last year, so felt good to get back at them.
You guys have to coach up Bly Hill a little bit. Basically, the first time he's played.
I'll ride with Bly Hill any day. That's my guy. Everybody makes mistakes. I made plenty today. So we'll just watch it, fix it, move on. Thanks, guys.
Was this the most complete game the offense played, considering the opponent and the defense you're going against?
Yeah, I think so. I think from the start, Jacory with the kickoff return, and then kind of from there, we were rolling. And when they stopped us, we just knew it was our fault. Snap infraction here, false start to get us off of our plan. So it was exciting. It felt good to finally put it all together. But it kind of starts now to get ready for next Friday.
What did you think of the way that Emit and Jacory played out there today? It seemed like every time the ball was in their hands, they did something special.
Yeah, those guys have been special all year. It's just my job to get them the ball in space. And, you saw it. Jacory gets the ball in space. He's dangerous. Emit does. I mean, all our guys are. They all have different skill sets that they're good at. It's just trusting them, trusting the system, and getting the ball in playmakers' hands.
What are your emotions towards the seniors who get to play a postseason game now?
I honestly have no words. Told them in the locker room that this win was for them, and it really was. We wouldn't be here without them. They went through the ups, the downs, and the highs, the lows, and to kind of break through for them, it was special.
Dylan, Coach said this is the last time that they'll be celebrating 6 wins around here. What do those words leave you thinking?
Playoffs next year. I mean, as simple as that. Yeah.
When they cut it to 37-25, you guys just ran your offense like you'd been doing it. Did you like that? It felt like you didn't go into a shell or anything at all there.
No, I loved it. I actually went over to Coach Roll and asked him what we kind of wanted to play, if we were gonna, kind of just play our offense and or go for a minute. And I'm glad we did. We played really loose, played really free tonight, and our guys, our O-line, did a tremendous job keeping the pocket clean, and it was fun. Fun night.
You seemed confident after the USC game. You said you'd win this game.
Mm-hmm.
What made you see that this could be a really good week for the offense?
Yeah, I'm a big vibes person, and when I came back in the locker room, even though we lost, I just got the vibe like, yeah, we're about to take off, and I say that humbly. We got another game here, and then the bowl game. So we got to keep growing, keep improving, and I think we will.
As freshmen on this team, how have you seen you and Jacory grow throughout the season?
I say we just follow the lead of the leaders, or the seniors. Sorry. I mean, we, like I said earlier, we wouldn't be here without them. They, all spring, all summer, and fall camp, they just showed us the ropes, and we kind of just followed. And to be where we're at now, it's exciting, for this program and for this state.
When you run it that way, how much does that change the way the secondaries have to defend the pass and respect the run more?
Yeah, we kind of go from one-dimensional to we can do whatever. So it was good. We got rolling. Emit made some guys miss. O-line was moving people off the line of scrimmage, and it was a well put together effort from everybody and the coaching staff and the players.
What's that rhythm feel like when you catch it and you start moving downhill offensively like you did maybe late second quarter all the way through parts of the second half?
Yeah, honestly, it's fun. You kind of can just call whatever on the sheet, close your eyes and call whatever, and we have to just execute it. It's kind of been our thing all year, and we're a play here, play there, away from what we did tonight. So I think those little plays that we missed in the past, we made those plays tonight, and you see the result is different.
6th grade, the last time the Huskers made a bowl. Like, I know how much this means to your family.
Mm-hmm.
Your decision to come here. Just what does it mean to accomplish that goal for this program with all that in mind?
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of, like I saw my mom, she started crying, and I was, just wanted to give her a big hug. I didn't really know why she was crying. I was like, just come here, Mom, and give you a hug. But, yeah, it's special for our family, for this program. This program has been means so much to our family. So to kind of pull through, break through, whatever you want to call it, it meant a lot for us in this program.
Increasing confidence and comfortability with Dana Holgorsen following last week's game to this week?
Yeah, kind of just got on the same page. He made things simple, and kind of went out there and just trusted our execution, and yeah, he gets in a groove and he gets going. So we feed off that energy and we keep going. So, we're blessed to have him on our staff.
Anything else, Bill? All right, thank you. Thanks.